Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How often do you hear the phrase, "I'm too old for this," or "It's too late for me to start"? Think about it. Is it really the number of candles on your birthday cake that limits you, or the way you perceive that number? You see, age is just a label. It's society's way of putting us into neat little boxes, of telling us what we should have done by 30, what we shouldn't attempt at 50, and what dreams we're too late for by 70. But let me tell you, those boxes, they're not real. When we think about age, it often comes with a flood of assumptions. For some, it represents wisdom and experience, while for others, it's seen as a limitation, a countdown, or even a reason to hesitate. But here's the truth: age in itself is neutral. It doesn't carry meaning until you decide what it represents in your life. It's not the years behind you, but the determination within you that defines your potential. Look around and you'll see countless examples of people who defied the so-called expectations tied to age. Think about a young prodigy breaking records in their teens, or someone who achieved their lifelong dream well into their later years. What these stories prove is that age has no authority over what you can or cannot do. It is your mindset, your willpower, and your belief in what is possible that determine your path. Potential is one of the most misunderstood forces in life. It's often described as something you have in abundance when you're young, yet something that diminishes as you grow older. But this is nothing more than a myth. Potential doesn't expire, nor does it diminish. It grows and evolves with you. The more experiences you gain, the more you learn about yourself and the world around you, and the greater your capacity becomes to achieve something extraordinary. We've all heard stories of remarkable individuals who defied the odds. A college dropout in their early 20s builds a tech empire. A retiree in their 60s finally writes the book they've been dreaming of for decades. A single parent in their 40s steps into a new career, conquering fears and uncertainties. These people all have one thing in common: they chose to focus on what they could do instead of what others said they should have done by a certain age. But why do so many of us let age define us? It's because society has conditioned us to think that life should follow a specific timeline. Graduate by your early 20s, build a career by your 30s, settle down and create stability by your 40s. Anything outside of this pattern feels like a deviation, something to apologize for or feel ashamed of. Yet the most extraordinary lives are the ones that defy these timelines altogether. They are built on the courage to pursue potential when everyone else says the window has closed. What matters is not the years behind you, but how much you're willing to stretch the days ahead. Every day presents an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to step closer to the life you envision for yourself. When you stop letting the number attached to your age dictate your actions, you open yourself to possibilities that others can't see. You become free from the invisible chains that society places on those who dare to dream outside the lines. Imagine what would happen if you let go of the idea that it's too late or too early to pursue your goals. Think about the energy you'd reclaim, the confidence you'd build, and the time you'd stop wasting by doubting yourself. It's not your age that determines your potential, but your willingness to start, your perseverance to continue, and your resilience to keep going when obstacles arise. Age can be a gift if you let it. With each year comes an opportunity to deepen your knowledge, sharpen your skills, and clarify your vision. The years don't take away from your potential, they add to it. They bring a unique perspective that only you possess, a collection of lessons and experiences that make you equipped to tackle your goals in a way no one else can. What separates those who unlock their potential from those who don't isn't their age, it's their perspective. They don't see age as a hurdle, but as a chapter in their story. They understand that life is not a race, but a journey. And no matter how far along they are, they keep walking forward, knowing there is always more to explore, achieve, and become. So, the question is not, how old am I, or is it too late for me? The real question is, how badly do I want this? Because if you want it enough, if your desire burns brighter than the doubts that try to dim it, then nothing, not age, not circumstance, not opinion can hold you back. Your potential is infinite, and it's waiting for you to claim it. Stop letting numbers define you and start letting your dreams guide you. Age is just a detail. What matters is the fire within you, the vision you hold, and the action you're willing to take. Don't let anyone, including yourself, tell you otherwise. From the moment we are born, society begins to shape our understanding of what is possible and what is acceptable. We're handed a script, an unwritten set of rules that tells us what we should achieve and by when. Finish school by a certain age, start a family by another, retire gracefully at a predetermined point. These societal expectations are so ingrained that we rarely stop to question them. But if we do, we uncover a truth that is both freeing and empowering. These timelines are not laws, and they don't define who we are or what we are capable of achieving. The expectations placed on us by society can feel like invisible walls. They tell us that certain opportunities are only available to the young, that creativity belongs to the fresh-faced, and that ambition has an expiration date. But history is full of individuals who broke through these walls. They didn't ask for permission to defy the norms, they simply did it. And in doing so, they changed the way the world sees age and potential. Why is it then that so many of us hesitate? Fear of judgment is one reason. The fear of stepping outside the bounds of what is normal can be paralyzing. If you're in your 40s and want to start a new career, society might whisper, "Isn't it too late?" If you're in your 60s and want to pursue a lifelong dream, the world might question your timing. But those who succeed are the ones who refuse to let those whispers drown out their inner voice. They understand that the only opinion that truly matters is their own. Breaking societal expectations starts with breaking the mental barriers we've built around ourselves. These barriers aren't made of steel, they're made of doubt, fear, and the desire to fit in. The moment you recognize that these are self-imposed limits, you begin to see the possibilities on the other side. You realize that you don't have to measure your life against anyone else's yardstick. You are free to set your own standards, chase your own dreams, and live on your terms. Consider the power of being a disruptor in your own life. When you decide to pursue something society deems inappropriate for your age or stage, you're not just challenging expectations, you're rewriting the rules. And when you do, you inspire others to do the same. One act of courage has the potential to ripple outward, encouraging countless others to question the constraints they've accepted as fact. There's an undeniable freedom in choosing your own path. It allows you to embrace the person you are today, not the version of yourself that you were expected to become. If society says you're too young to lead or too old to learn, prove them wrong. If someone tells you that you should be settling down instead of taking risks, show them what's possible. You don't need anyone's permission to live fully and authentically. Breaking societal expectations doesn't mean ignoring tradition or abandoning responsibility. It means having the courage to evaluate the script you've been handed and decide if it aligns with your true self. It's about asking questions like, what do I truly want, and what kind of life will make me proud? If the answers to those questions push you outside the norm, so be it. Normalcy has never been the birthplace of greatness. Every time you challenge a societal expectation, you grow stronger. You build resilience against the voices that say you can't, and you replace them with a louder, more powerful voice that says, I can. With each step, you prove to yourself that the world's timeline doesn't have to be your timeline. The world's doubts don't have to be your doubts. And the world's limits are not your limits. Think about the legacy you want to leave behind. Do you want to be remembered as someone who played it safe and followed the rules? Or do you want to be known as someone who dared to dream beyond what was expected? The choice is yours. Society may try to dictate what is possible, but it is your actions, your determination, and your belief in yourself that ultimately write the story of your life. The most inspiring stories are those of people who refuse to let societal norms dictate their destinies. These are the people who remind us that life is too short to live on someone else's terms. Whether you're taking your first step toward a dream or your 100th, know that breaking societal expectations is not only possible, it's necessary. It's the path to discovering your true potential and living a life that feels authentically yours. Society will always have its expectations, but you are not society. You are a unique, dynamic, limitless individual with the power to shape your own future. Choose courage over conformity, action over hesitation, and authenticity over approval. When you do, you'll find that the walls of expectation crumble, revealing a world of endless possibility. Purpose is the anchor of a meaningful life, the driving force behind our greatest achievements and most fulfilling moments. Yet so often people associate purpose with a particular phase of life. When you're young, it's about building a future. When you're older, it's about reflecting on the past. But purpose knows no age. It is timeless, adaptable, and ever present. No matter where you find yourself in life, purpose can guide you, invigorate you, and push you towards something extraordinary. At its core, purpose is about waking up every day with a sense of direction. It's that internal compass that tells you your life has meaning, that your contributions matter, and that the world is a better place because you're in it. But too often, people allow external factors like age to cloud their sense of purpose. Society has created the illusion that your best years are behind you once you reach a certain point, or that you should hold off on dreaming big until you've earned it. This couldn't be further from the truth. Purpose doesn't diminish with time, it evolves. Every stage of life offers a new opportunity to live with purpose. When you're young, purpose might look like ambition, a burning desire to prove yourself, to learn, to grow, and to explore the possibilities of who you can become. As you age, purpose takes on new dimensions. It might involve sharing your wisdom, nurturing relationships, or creating a legacy that will outlive you. But no matter your age, purpose always remains within reach, waiting for you to embrace it. One of the most powerful aspects of purpose is its ability to transcend obstacles. It's easy to let challenges, setbacks, or even societal expectations dictate your choices. If you're in your 20s and facing rejection, you might feel like giving up. If you're in your 50s and contemplating a new career, you might think, isn't it too late? But purpose cuts through those doubts like a beacon, reminding you that your life has value and your contributions matter, no matter how small they may seem in the moment. Purpose isn't about grand gestures or monumental achievements. It's about the intention behind your actions. It's about knowing why you do what you do and how it aligns with your deepest values. If you feel like your purpose has faded, it's not because it's gone, it's because you've stopped listening to it. Purpose is always there, waiting to be reignited, reimagined, and rediscovered. Consider the power of aligning your daily actions with your greatest sense of purpose. When you live with purpose, even the smallest tasks take on new meaning. A conversation with a loved one becomes an opportunity to deepen a connection. A challenge at work becomes a chance to grow and prove your resilience. Every moment becomes infused with intention, and every day feels like a step towards something greater. Purpose has no expiration date. There's no point in life where it becomes too late to pursue what lights you up inside. Some of the most impactful contributions to the world have come from people who found their purpose later in life. Whether it's a retiree dedicating themselves to volunteer work, a grandparent starting a business, or someone in their 70s writing their first book, these stories remind us that purpose is timeless. It's also important to recognize that purpose doesn't have to be tied to massive achievements. Living with purpose can mean being present for the people who need you, showing kindness to strangers, or simply striving to be the best version of yourself. It's not about what you accomplish, it's about how you live. Purpose is a state of being, a mindset that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary opportunities to make a difference. When you embrace the idea that purpose can guide you at any age, you free yourself from the limits imposed by time. You stop measuring your worth by milestones or societal expectations and start focusing on what truly matters, the impact you have on the world and the legacy you leave behind. Living with purpose is about making every day count, regardless of how many days you've already lived. So whether you're starting fresh, reinventing yourself, or continuing a journey you began long ago, remember that purpose is always within your reach. It's not something you find outside of yourself, it's something you cultivate from within. It's the voice that says you are here for a reason. It's the force that keeps you moving forward, no matter the obstacles, doubts, or fears that try to hold you back. Purpose doesn't care about your age. It doesn't care about the mistakes you've made or the opportunities you think you've missed. All it cares about is what you're willing to do today to live fully, authentically, and intentionally. When you live with purpose at any age, you prove to yourself and the world that every moment of your life has value. You demonstrate that life is not defined by its length but by its depth, and you inspire others to do the same. Aging is one of life's inevitabilities, yet it is often burdened with misconceptions, fears, and limiting beliefs. Society has created a narrative that views aging as a decline, a point in life where opportunities dwindle, energy fades, and dreams are shelved. This narrative is not only untrue, but it also robs countless individuals of the chance to live fully and meaningfully. The truth is, aging is not a limitation, it's an evolution. It is an opportunity to rewrite the story society tells about what it means to grow older. The narrative of aging has long been dominated by stereotypes. Youth is often celebrated as the pinnacle of vitality, creativity, and potential, while age is framed as a period of diminishing returns. These stereotypes seep into our subconscious and shape the way we view ourselves as the years pass. They make us question our abilities, shrink our aspirations, and even dampen our joy. But this narrative is a lie. Aging does not strip you of your worth, it enriches it. Each year you live adds layers to your story, bringing depth, wisdom, and resilience that no amount of youth can replicate. Rewriting the narrative begins with challenging the beliefs we've been taught about what is possible at any given age. Look around and you'll find people who have achieved incredible things well into what society might call their later years. Artists create masterpieces, entrepreneurs build empires, and adventurers embark on journeys long after others might have deemed it too late. These individuals aren't exceptions, they're examples of what happens when you refuse to let the world dictate the arc of your life. The key to rewriting the narrative is to embrace the mindset that aging is not a barrier but a platform. It's a foundation built on years of experience, lessons learned, and perspectives gained. Think of every challenge you've faced, every victory you've earned, and every moment of growth you've undergone. These are not weights that hold you back, they are tools that equip you for the future. Aging gives you an edge, a perspective that allows you to see beyond the immediate and focus on the meaningful. Aging also brings clarity about what truly matters. When you're younger, it's easy to get caught up in the noise, the pursuit of external validation, the race to achieve, and the pressure to meet expectations. But as you age, you begin to see through the clutter. You realize that life isn't about ticking off boxes on someone else's list. It's about living authentically, loving deeply, and pursuing what brings you joy. This clarity is a gift, and it empowers you to make choices that align with your values and aspirations. Another powerful way to rewrite the narrative of aging is to stop comparing yourself to others. Society often pits generations against one another, creating the illusion that youth is a competitor rather than a complement. But life isn't a competition, it's a journey. Your path is uniquely yours, shaped by your experiences, desires, and dreams. By embracing this individuality, you free yourself from the need to measure up to societal standards or someone else's timeline. The beauty of rewriting the narrative is that it not only transforms your perspective, but also inspires others. When you choose to live boldly and unapologetically at any age, you send a powerful message that life is meant to be lived fully, not according to a prescribed script. You show others that age is not a limitation, but an opportunity to grow, create, and contribute in ways that matter. Think about how this shift in perspective can impact your daily life. Instead of seeing wrinkles as signs of decay, see them as symbols of a life well lived. Instead of lamenting what you can't do, celebrate what you can. Instead of dreading birthdays, embrace them as milestones that mark your progress and potential. This shift is not about denying the realities of aging, it's about redefining what those realities mean. The narrative also involves rejecting the myth that aging is synonymous with irrelevance. You are not your age, you are your spirit, your determination, and your impact. Your contributions matter, and they are needed at every stage of life. Whether you're mentoring the next generation, pursuing a passion you've always had, or simply being present for the people you love, your presence has value. The narrative of aging is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that the story you live is yours to write, no matter how many chapters have already been written. It's about rejecting the fear and negativity that society attaches to aging and replacing it with hope, strength, and purpose. When you rewrite the narrative, you don't just change your perspective, you change your reality. You create a life where age is not a number that defines you, but a testament to the richness of your journey.
Aging is not the end of possibility, it's the beginning of a new chapter. It's a chance to live more intentionally, to embrace who you are, and to leave a legacy that defies stereotypes. So take the pen and write your story.
Make it bold, make it beautiful, and make it uniquely yours. Life is not a one-size-fits-all journey. Each person moves through it at their own pace, guided by unique experiences, aspirations, and circumstances.
Yet society often pressures us into rigid timelines, set markers for when we should achieve milestones like education, career success, marriage, or retirement.
These expectations create unnecessary stress and lead many to feel as though they're falling behind if their path doesn't align with societal norms. But the beauty of life lies in its diversity, and there is profound power in embracing the individuality of our timelines. Think of life as a garden. Not every flower blooms at the same time. Some flourish early, soaking in the spring sun, while others wait until later seasons to reveal their vibrant colors. Each bloom is beautiful in its own time, and no flower diminishes the worth of another. In the same way, our achievements, growth, and milestones unfold in their unique seasons. When we recognize this, we free ourselves from the pressure to conform to timelines that might not suit our individual paths. Diversity in life's timelines is what makes the human experience so rich. It allows us to learn from one another, to draw inspiration from paths that differ from our own. A person who starts a business at 50 brings wisdom and experience that a 20-year-old entrepreneur might not yet have. Conversely, the boldness and innovative thinking of youth can inspire older generations to approach problems with fresh eyes. Each timeline contributes something invaluable to the broader tapestry of life. Yet society often celebrates only certain timelines, those that align with expectations of early success or traditional milestones. This narrow perspective can lead people to feel inadequate if their journey takes a different shape. A student returning to college in their 30s might feel out of place among younger peers. Someone pursuing a dream late in life might worry about being judged for starting too late. These fears are born from a culture that places undue importance on arbitrary deadlines rather than the quality and authenticity of one's journey. But when we step back and look at the bigger picture, we see that life's diversity is its strength. Every timeline has its challenges and triumphs, and each one is equally valid. The person who finds love at 60 experiences it with a depth shaped by years of self-discovery and resilience. The individual who changes careers midlife brings a wealth of transferable skills and fresh enthusiasm to their new path. These stories are not exceptions, they are reminders that life's timing is not a race, but a dance, with each step unfolding in its perfect moment. Celebrating diversity in timelines also means embracing the idea that detours and delays are not failures but opportunities. Often, the moments when life doesn't go as planned are the ones that lead to the most growth and transformation. A setback in one area might open doors to a passion you never knew you had. A delay in reaching a goal might give you the time to develop skills or perspectives that make the eventual achievement even more meaningful. These twists and turns are not deviations from the path, they are the path. When we stop comparing our timelines to others, we begin to see the beauty in our unique journey. Comparison is a thief of joy, robbing us of the ability to appreciate where we are and how far we've come. Your timeline is not meant to look like anyone else's because your life is not theirs to live. The experiences that shape you, the lessons you learn, and the dreams you chase are uniquely yours. By celebrating diversity in timelines, we also create a more compassionate and inclusive society. When we acknowledge that everyone's journey is different, we become less judgmental and more supportive of one another. We begin to cheer for each other's successes, no matter when they occur, and we offer encouragement during struggles, knowing that the path to fulfillment is rarely linear. This mindset fosters a sense of community where people feel valued not for how quickly they achieve their goals, but for the courage and authenticity they bring to their journey. There is also a liberating power in understanding that life's milestones are not finite or fixed. Just because you didn't accomplish something by a certain age doesn't mean you never can. Dreams have no expiration date. Whether starting a new career, pursuing a creative passion, or building meaningful relationships, the door to possibility remains open as long as you're willing to walk through it. Celebrating diversity in life's timelines is about embracing the truth that there is no right or wrong way to live. The moments that define your life are not determined by a clock or a calendar, but by your choices, your resilience, and your commitment to living authentically. When you honor your timeline, you give yourself permission to thrive on your own terms, and you inspire others to do the same. So release the pressure to meet someone else's expectations. Celebrate the path you're on with all its twists, turns, and unique timing. Trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should, and know that your timeline, just like your life, is entirely and beautifully your own. Age is often treated as a boundary, a line that dictates what we can or cannot do at various points in our lives. Society has conditioned us to believe that there are certain windows of opportunity that once closed cannot be reopened. We're told that youth is the time for ambition, middle age for stability, and old age for reflection and retreat. But this perspective is a cage, one that confines potential, stifles dreams, and limits what we believe we can achieve. The truth is, age is not a barrier, it is merely a number. The only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. Living a life without limits begins with understanding that your age does not define you. It's tempting to believe that certain dreams have an expiration date, that after a certain point you're too old to learn, start over, or succeed. But this belief is a construct, not a reality. History is filled with individuals who defied these notions, proving that age is irrelevant when passion, determination, and belief are present. Colonel Sanders started KFC in his 60s. Grandma Moses began her painting career in her late 70s. These examples remind us that the only timeline that matters is our own, and that our best years are the ones we choose to make so. The key to living without limits at any age lies in mindset. It's not about ignoring the physical realities that come with aging, but rather refusing to let them dictate the scope of your life. Your body may change, but your spirit, your capacity to dream, and your ability to act remain as powerful as ever. The narratives you tell yourself about what is possible shape your reality. If you tell yourself you're too old, too late, or too limited, that becomes your truth. But if you tell yourself that every moment is a fresh start, an opportunity to grow and achieve, you open doors that others might have thought were closed. One of the most significant barriers to living without limits is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of stepping outside societal expectations can paralyze you into inaction. But consider this, the people who achieve the most in life are not those who avoid fear, but those who face it head on. At any age, courage is the antidote to fear. Whether you're 25 or 75, taking that first step toward a new goal is the same. The uncertainty might be there, but so is the thrill of possibility. And as you move forward, you'll realize that the fear you once felt was nothing compared to the joy of pursuing what sets your soul on fire. Living without limits also requires letting go of comparisons. It's easy to look at others and feel as though you're behind, especially when social media and societal norms emphasize early achievement. But comparison is a distraction. Your journey is yours alone, and its value is not determined by how it stacks up against someone else's. At any age, your achievements are meaningful because they reflect your growth, effort, and authenticity. Celebrate them, no matter when they happen, and remember that every step forward is a victory worth honoring. Another essential element of living without limits is staying open to learning and growth. Age is often associated with expertise or mastery, but the most fulfilled people recognize that they are lifelong students. There is always more to discover, more skills to develop, and more ways to expand your horizons. Whether it's taking up a new hobby, learning a language, or pursuing a career change, the willingness to grow keeps life exciting and purposeful. It's not about chasing youth, but about maintaining a youthful spirit of curiosity and eagerness to embrace the new. Your support system also plays a crucial role in living without limits. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you, who remind you of your potential rather than reinforce your doubts. Seek out those who have also defied age-related expectations and let their journeys fuel your own. At the same time, be cautious of voices that perpetuate limiting beliefs. The company you keep can either strengthen or weaken your resolve to live fully, so choose wisely. Living without limits means redefining success. Success at 20 might look different from success at 60, and that's okay. What matters is that your definition of success aligns with your values and aspirations. For some, it might mean building a thriving business. For others, it might mean deepening relationships, giving back to the community, or pursuing a long-held passion. The beauty of life is that it allows for countless versions of fulfillment, each as valid and meaningful as the next. Age is only as limiting as you allow it to be. The possibilities available to you are not diminished by the passing of years. They evolve, grow, and shift with you. Life is not a race with a set finish line. It's an ongoing adventure full of opportunities to explore, achieve, and become. When you free yourself from the belief that age defines your limits, you open yourself to a life of endless potential. Your best days are not behind you, they are ahead, waiting for you to claim them. So step boldly, dream freely, and live without limits. The only thing holding you back is the belief that you can't. And the moment you let go of that belief, you'll realize that you can.